Hi there. Today we're going to talk about family. Don't run away. I know you're going to be interested. It's a good show. Lots of different comments from lots of different people and you'll be happy to hear what they say. So hang around while we discuss family. How dysfunctional is yours? Is it as dysfunctional as mine? Everybody's got some dysfunctions in their family. Welcome to Hymie's place. Today we're talking families. Families. Wow. It's going to be a big topic. It's going to be a big topic. But first I'd like to say thank you to the subscribers for coming back in. And thank you to the new people watching. And if you want to be a subscriber, just click that little button down below and you can catch up on all the videos and everything else that we've been doing over the last while. I also appreciate it. If you'd like and share, that'd be fantastic. Okay, so families. Wow. What a topic. So some people it's really good and for some people it's not so good. you can so you can pick lots of things, but you can't pick your family. Your family, that's it. You're stuck with your family. It doesn't matter what. We've all got different things about families. We've all got different stories and episodes. I mean, I come from a good, a nice family, a normal family. Well, sort of. We're dysfunctional like every other family. We went through life. I'll give you a little bit of history. I was born in England and come out to Australia when I was 5 years old. We lived in the commission areas, or the poor areas of Melbourne, in the western suburbs there. And we moved around a little bit. I had a father that was a hard worker, painter and docker, which is like your longshoreman over in America. I had a brother that was as tough as nails, but unfortunately got taken too early in his life by drugs and alcohol, which is a shame. 2 sisters, one we don't speak about. One that is unfortunately unwell at the moment. So our families are all different. Our families have all different things connected to them. I have my own family. I have a young, well, not so young now. My kids are just hitting 30. One's hit 30, the other one's close to it. A son and a daughter. I mean, we're very close as a family, but are we close because my son done what I done? I mean, when I was younger, I left home. When I was 17, I left home. I jumped on a bus and I left a place called Victoria and I come up to a place called Queensland. Probably, 1,000 miles away from home. Australia's a big country, so and I landed in this place called the Gold Coast, and it was okay for me a little bit of time. And then I moved further north in Queensland, another 1,000 miles up north. So I got far away from my family and I've been here ever since. So I've had a good relationship with my family, but my family has mainly been long distance. I've been back for a couple of stints in the last 40 odd years, but only for a year or so at a time, and then I've left again and I've come back up. And that was mainly when I was younger. I haven't lived back down near my family for the last 30 years. Be close to 30 years. So I've had a long distance relationship with my family. It's not been easy. It hasn't been as close as many other families. Yes, I've been down there and I've seen them and I've looked after mum and things like that. And mum and dad are passed now, but my family is a long distance family. Right? My kids now is a long distance family. My son is overseas. He's been overseas for 5 years. When he gets a time, I hear from him. Like yesterday, which was his birthday, which was good to hear from him, but it's been a long time between them. It reminds me of something my mum used to say, because when I left home there was no mobile phones, no internet, no catching up. You either phoned home, if they were lucky enough to have a phone, which we did at that time, and then if they were there they got it. You never had an answering machine because the answering machines were too expensive and they were meant for business. So if you reached somebody or you didn't, and if you didn't, it might be a long time before you phoned back home again. Mainly because I was up north in sailing boats and running around and running a bit rampant in my younger days. So it could be months and months before my mum heard from me, which used to break her heart, which I didn't really know because she never said that much. But now I understand, because my son is the same. He is overseas and it's sometimes like it's taken 6 months to hear from him this time. And it's not good. But I'll share a story. But just before Mum passed away, I went down and we were having a chat. And she said, little old lady laying frail in bed. She goes, "Payback's a bitch, isn't it?" I said, "What are you talking about, Mum?" She goes, "Payback's a bitch." I go, "Huh?" And she goes, "With Sean." I said, "Huh?" She goes, "Yeah. not knowing where he is for months at a time. That's what you used to do to me. So payback's a bitch. So I understood what my mum said and what she went through. Oh, poor thing, you know. I'd never do that again if I was young, you know. But it's the way it is, you know, and that's the way my family was. You know, it's families are all unique. Families have their own little parts of them. You know, they have their own little idiosyncrasies. Some of them get together for Christmas every year, and some of this and that. Maybe with my kids, I had Christmas with my daughter, for 20 odd years, you know, straight, virtually. I think it was 20 years straight we had a Christmas together, which was fantastic, you know. But now she's moved on to the other side of the country. My kids get up and they go, they leave me. You know, we speak all the time though. She's a good kid, all right. But again, your family, can you pick? You can't pick and choose your family. As I mentioned before, I mean, one of my sisters is beautiful, and that poor lady is now suffering from a shocking disease, which is horrible, you know. And then I look at my other sister, which is an out-and-out tyrant. You know? I'm ashamed to call her my sister. So I won't go into the personal reasons, but that's just a part of my family and how dysfunctional it is. Anyway, I'll let people give you their thoughts on family, and we'll see where they head it, and then I'll come back after that. Okay, I'll be back soon. Family, let's go with that again. Family, what does family mean to you?
Family should be your priority. Family means everything. Family means love. Not interested in anything, you know. They are not, family is always helping you without not wanting something in exchange, you know. They're always gonna be there for you. And my family has always been there for me, so I think it should be your priority. The most important thing. It's a nice value.
Family. What does family mean to you?
I don't know. They're alright. They're my family.
You've got no choice, mate. They're yours. You can't give them back.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about your family, mate. I'm talking about the word family in general.
It's good to have a family, I guess, like a social network point of view. People you can rely on. Things like that. Yeah.
Reliability of family.
Yeah.
Okay. What comes to mind when you say family?
Well, basically it means everything to me. I'm very, very close with my family. I'm very lucky to have 90-year-old parents still alive together. I've got 2 beautiful children, 2 beautiful grandchildren. My partner has 2 gorgeous children that we spend nearly every weekend with. So, yeah, that means everything.
Family. Okay. Now, family's an interesting one. And family, how do you define family? Are we defining family by blood related, or are we defining family by what we create? I think you can create a family. I think you create a family of close people around you that love you. That's family. That's more important than any blood relative. That's how I would see family.
So there we go. People have different thoughts on families, and I thank all those people that got involved in the little video there, giving me the interviews. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's curious how people have different thoughts. You know, I mean, you know, I look there. I know one of the people there had his young kids. You know, and he's starting his version of his family, and how we get traits from our families and we pass them on to the younger generation. I know my parents being English. We used to have Christmas dinner when I was younger. We used to have a Christmas dinner, which was a hot meal of day. It doesn't matter how hot it is in Australia. Christmas Day is really hot in Australia, just so you know from the overseas people that have snow. We have sun. We have lots of sun on Christmas Day. It's probably one of our hottest days of the year. But traditions brought over from other parts of the world, because we're a very multicultural place in Australia, means family traditions are very different. So Australia, the Aussies love prawns and barbies and things like that on Christmas Day. Poms, or Englishmen, like my parents, they love a hot meal. Hot pork, hot lamb, hot gravy, roast potatoes, you name it. It's all piled up. So I was brought up with that. Then I carried that on with my kids. You know, for whatever reason, I used to cook a big Christmas dinner. You know, I had my kids there Christmas dinner, huge Christmas dinners. Right? Christmas lunches mainly, but hot. You know, that was the tradition, and I carried it on. You know, while we're all still together. Now, when I talk about families, my families have disintegrated. Right? My kids are all over, my ex-wives are wherever they are, right? So now I'm a single person with not a lot of family around. It's quite different. I was used to always having family around, you know. It's a bit, your coping mechanisms change when your family is a long-distance family. You know, it's a different story when your kids are all gone and you're by yourself. It changes the whole dynamics of how you perceive family. So people cope with their families in different ways. It's a very different things nowadays as well with a lot of the blended families, right? It's so much harder for people nowadays with blended families. You go to one place for this dinner and one place for that dinner, somebody's birthday against this one, and you know, all these, you know, mums and dads from different places, and you know, second generation mum and dads and stepdads and stepmums, and you know, families are all over the place now. Is there any such thing as a traditional family anymore? I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Maybe I'll put that question out to you. Do you have a traditional family? What's your family makeup? Just comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. You know, if you've got any comments, that'd be good. Yeah, but families have changed. You know, the perception of the family in the 1950s and 60s, you know, when I was growing up, is a lot different than what a family is now. You know, it's changed so much. It's changed big time. And those of you in the older generation like myself know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the structure of family now is just so different. You know, it's crazy. But, you know, what do you call family too? I mean, do you accept people into your life like Rob said, you know, that are now family but not blood family, but they're treated like family? Like I know I have a lot of friends where I'm like family to them, but I'm not their blood, you know. A mate of mine down south, you know, he's closer than my brother to me than my brother ever was. You know, we're more like brothers than what my real brother was. As much as I love my brother, we still have our differences, you know. So does family have to be blood, as Rob said? So many different variations on family now. It'll be interesting to hear what you have to say. Anyway, I think I've spoken enough on that one. Thank you very much for joining me again. I really appreciate it. Keep an eye out for the next videos coming up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. We've always got something to talk about at Hymie's place. So again, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Okay, and you have a good life.